Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday. Okay, you see the title. The Senate has passed a bill to end the historic government shutdown. It's not official. Not yet, but I'm going to try to comb through this. I know many of you are interested in this as well. Has it affected you? I hope that you're okay. If it has, in some type of sinister way, I was enjoying the shutdown. But we have to get back to business, and we have to get back to doing things that make us prosper as a nation, okay? Also, happy Veterans Day to those of you who have served, who are serving in the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service, and thank you for what you have helped us accomplish and achieve in this great nation, okay? All right, showrunner Big U seeks temporary jail release for the funeral of one of his sons, baby Huey. I don't know where that's at, but I have to ask you off the rip, did Big U go to Nipsey Hussle's funeral? I don't recall him going there. Good afternoon, troll babies. Did Big U go to Nipsey Hussle's funeral? Did he get up on stage? Did he hug Laura London and other people? Did he give a speech? Yes, no, huh? And who gave him the name Big Useless? What's the guy's name? Oh God, he used to be on No Jumper. Is it Loose Cannon? Loose Cannon. He's locked up. Big U's locked up. Big Useless. Did he go to Nipsey Hussle's funeral? I ask you. All right. Also, this afternoon, I want to ask a question. Do you recommend renting or buying? And I'm talking to all ethnicities, here in America. Renting or buying? I want to take some time and lay that out because, certain cultures handle money differently. Certain cultures pool their resources. Pool, P-O-O-L, not P-U-L-L. Pool their resources. So for them, buying something is more beneficial. But then there are those who, they're just set on flexing and flossing, showing out. I'm not going to say no names, and they do not understand wealth. And then they get jammed up in these HOA catastrophes. HOA, Homeowners Association. We've touched on that lightly. Okay. All right. It's Tuesday. Oh, I got to write that down. I'm still coughing. And my part-time girlfriend put a bug in my ear. I'll tell you about my health shortly, okay? All right, let's get down to business. I want to play a video with regards to the Senate passing a bill.
All right, thank you, Megan. Coming up on 5:04 this morning. And there's a sigh of relief this morning in Washington after the U.S. Senate finally passed a bill overnight aimed at reopening the government. But now that bill has to get through the House before it can go to the president's desk for his signature. Bradley Blackburn has more.
The bill as amended is passed.
An end to the longest shutdown in U.S. history is in sight.
I think this is a great victory for the American people.
Last night, 8 Democratic caucus members in the U.S. Senate joined Republicans to pass a bill which would fund the government through January 30th. The measure reverses shutdown-related layoffs and guarantees back pay for federal workers. It also incorporates 3 year-long spending bills that include SNAP food assistance funding. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman on his yes vote to Fox News.
It's the country over the party on this. I can't ever support that kind of tactic to hold our government as a hostage.
But the split has sparked backlash, especially since the deal did not include the Democrats' key demand of an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits.
Given the fact that, as everybody knows, what the fight was about was health care, it was a loss.
Now some government workers are questioning if the shutdown was even worth it.
What's the point if the subsidies were the issue and that's not a part of the negotiated plan?
Senate GOP leaders say members are discussing the ACA with the promise of a vote sometime next month. But in the House, Speaker Mike Johnson has been non-committal.
I do not guarantee the outcome of legislation or dates or deadlines or anything.
The House is expected to take up the Senate's bill to reopen the government as soon as Wednesday.
One Republican, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, again joined the majority of Democrats who voted against the funding package. And I checked just before the show, and Paul is holding out over language in the bill that would close a loophole that allows THC products to be sold nationwide. Meanwhile, a motion from Senate Democrats to force a vote on the Affordable Care Act subsidies Monday failed.
Okay. So that's where we are. Hopefully you have an understanding that it's not official yet. The government shutdown is still very much a reality. Phone lines are open. Anybody want to call in, chime in, give us your thoughts? I'm not sure who's available this early afternoon. I do have some commentators that I like to let them speak from time to time about some of these particular issues. 443 Beezy said, why does Star look like a Jew? Well, sir, as long as I don't look like a nigger from the slums, I'll take that compliment or comment. Somebody else. Okay, well, sir, call in about sports. Don't be mad and angry. Call in. I'm not going to bother left-handed, the Most High, these guys who do call in and they give us in-depth, commentary. Call in. Don't be scared. This is a research show. The phones are working. Boy, that's like a typical goofy. Yo, you don't know sports. Well, you do, but you're too scared to call in. Anyway, okay, let me lay something out here with regards to a question that I do want to ask. It's not on the screen. Renting versus buying. I rent at this particular point in time. I like renting better than owning. I'm single. I don't have any biological kids. I do have a couple of family members that I take care of. And they look to me. I am the elder in a sense. And there are some family members who are older than me, but they have signed over things to me. They look to me. The dropout from New Jersey. But it's a good feeling, and I feel obligated at times. And let me just say this. When we speak, I'm talking about my small family, we talk about business a lot. We don't talk about, hey, how's the weather? Your house, so-and-so. No, we talk business. So with regards to the question, renting versus buying, renting works better for me. I think that most people, as you get older, you downsize. Yes, no? You downsize. And there's different advantages to renting. I do know that in the Atlanta metro area and on the outskirts, they have a lot of issues with regards to HOA fees. Nightmare stories I've been seeing, and some of you have seen these stories as well. Now, as far as owning, there was a time, and I'm not just going to point to one particular culture or ethnicity. There was a time when ownership, it meant something. And you had the intention to leave the home, the dwelling, or the land to your loved ones or to those coming up. That was a beautiful thing. And as I said earlier, there are certain cultures and or groups, they understand money differently. They utilize money differently. Some of them pool their resources. Everything they do is for the family and the community. But then we have those who just can't get along. They don't understand wealth, even though you may not have wealth, you don't understand it. You do not teach it to your children. If anything, you glorify stunting and fronting. I don't know at what period in American, the last 40 years or so, but it really was sad to see so many people not understanding credit. And over the last decade or more, how many how many people do we, and I'm not calling them grifters, how many people do we see offering to fix your credit? Is there a certain group that specializes in, I can help you clean up your credit? Well, why? Why? Does that group not understand credit lines and other things? And here's the last thing before I bring in a few calls. How many people can admit that some of your Southern kinfolk, family, they left your family or someone in your family some property in the South? Let me look in that live chat. Who can admit to that? But you didn't pay the taxes. I've known people over the years, decades, their family in the South, and even though they may not have been as literate as some of you up north, hell, they left you acres of land. All you had to pay was $150, if that, a year. You didn't do it, and you lost the property. Renting versus buying. Hey there, good afternoon. Please watch the language. This is a research show. Are you there? Area code 786.
Good afternoon, Star. I'm here. Are you there?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I'm all right, Star. Name is Justin. Called in once before.
Okay.
Let's get right to the topic. Where do you want to start?
Well, the Senate has passed a bill to end the government shutdown. Can we start there? That's my main topic, and then we can.
So, I mean, unfortunately, it's just like kicking a can down the road. Like you said, they didn't touch on the main topic of the Affordable Care Act. So at the end of the day, after, I believe, January 1st, or I believe it's January 30th, we could essentially be right back in the same spot. The good thing is that the federal workers do get paid. They do get back paid. And, you know, the government will resume opening for a little bit. But I think within 30 days, we're just going to be right back in the same spot.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't healthcare the snag and the snag in the blanket, the speed bump? Healthcare.
So yeah, I mean that's what they presume. That's what they say that it is. And in reality, I think that the economy is going to crash and that it needs to crash and that we need an excuse. And Trump just doesn't want an economy to crash under him. So we're just going to keep extending the shutdown as far as possible so we don't have to report government economic data, because that's what happens when every month when the data gets reported, if the government's closed, that doesn't get told to the public. So I think we're making the hitch or the issue SNAP benefits, but realistically speaking, they don't care about that. It's not about that. It's Trump doesn't want a market to crash under him, and he's already said it. He said the economy will not crash under me. So, you know, we'll see.
But now, are you faulting Trump for the shutdown? Because clearly this is an issue with the
no. It's not. It's not.
Yeah, you got Chuck Schumer out there, you know, who's they're calling for him to step down his own party. I just had to throw that in there. Go ahead.
So at the end of the day, no, it's not all on Trump. And anybody that says it's all on Trump is an idiot. It's not all about Trump. Okay. But one thing I will say is that the Republicans do have the Senate and the House, so they can scream that it's the Democrats as much as they want. But you guys control everything, so why can't you guys get it done? And, you know, if at the end of the day, you guys can't even get one Democrat or one person on the other side to agree with you, you probably have a bad bill. Okay. So we're going to see.
Okay. Well, I'm an independent. Me, you know, I usually vote conservative, but I'm not Republican nor Democrat. But thank you for
me as well.
Thank you for your input. Okay, so Big U seeks temporary jail release. I say he's a threat to society. What say you?
I don't know if you've seen that viral video where the old white guys like lock him up. Same thing with Big U, lock him up. Because here's the thing, right? And I can speak on the topic a little bit. I'm graduating law school soon, and I understand the code in regards to what he's seeking, compassionate relief. So his lawyer is essentially going to put in something that says, hey, you need to let Eugene Henley out because this happened, and it would be unfair to keep him in and blah, blah, blah. The people who decide that is going to be a judge or in addition to the U.S. Marshals, whoever's on his case. So it's not like he's guaranteed this. And depending on how bad they want him, and he's pretty hemmed up right now, they might not let him out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. My bet is that they don't let him out. Because let's be honest, this guy's shiesty. He already said it. He's an old nigga from the 60s. So you can't.
I'm hating. Listen, let me just say for the record, I'm hating. I don't want him to be let out, but I'm hearing other people out. Okay.
You can't risk letting that guy out and then he slips up and bodies start dropping or he goes missing. Nah, hell nah, lock him up.
No. He, in my opinion, he will make a run for it. It's not even that he wants any type of get back. These older guys, they don't want to spend their final time in the penitentiary. But okay,
I can't blame them.
Any input on renting versus buying?
So again, I'm 26 and I'm currently renting in Maryland now.
Okay.
And I'll say this, I'm originally from Miami down south.
Okay.
And I'll say, I heard your topic about renting versus owning and just understanding financing. And I'll say, it comes down to the education really. In the South, education is not prioritized like that. And what happens is we prioritize that get money fast lifestyle. And we're not really putting away or thinking of the next steps to even like learn about credit. We know how to utilize credit to swipe it up, to get stuff, to get a car loan, to do that kind of stuff. But we don't really understand how to utilize it as a resource. So when you talk about the group of people who do credit repair scams and who always seem to need credit repair, it all comes down to lack of education. And I mean, whoever you want to fault for that, that's a whole different argument. But I don't think it's even one group of people. It's not just Black people. It's just in the South what's prioritized. I've noticed that.
If I can jump in there, if I can jump in there, the South takes a lot of heat. However, for decades, a lot of those Black folk in the South had the good enough sense to leave land for their kinfolk, their relatives, their next, to come. And a lot of other people who migrated to the North and other out West, they didn't pay their taxes. So I can't, I can't blame the South. I have heard horror stories over the decades. I'm gonna let you land your plane. But then when I always ask, well, did you pay the taxes? It's the same story. No, we should have kept it. We didn't go back down there. A lot of people just didn't pay their taxes, but those older Black folk had the good enough sense to at least leave some property for others. Go ahead, land your plane.
So when you talk about not paying taxes, I know, again, to me, I've learned as I got older, you can blame it on crackers, you can blame it on whoever, right. But it all comes down to education because, again, you saw the crazy thing where a gentleman lost his house, I think in New York, because the water bill was so crazy or something like that. All that comes down to is education. Our people don't know that we gotta, and it's not our people because I'm Black, but like I've learned that all Black people are not the same. Black people are not a monolith, but generally I like to look out for my people. And what I noticed that's missing and what we need the most is education. That way the crackers or whoever else or the government, whoever it is you consider to be against, the welfare of Black people, they can't come and sweep these things out from under us because Star.
Well, hang on. Are you talking about the Caribbean guy in Brooklyn who didn't pay attention to his mail and they took his home? Are you talking about that guy?
Yes, but even if I don't,
he's not FBA, sir. So I, his business is his business. He's not FBA. Hey, and let's keep it real. He wasn't smart enough. Whoever his family was around him, they didn't pay attention. I can't, shed a tear for him. But go ahead and land your plane. I got other calls coming in.
Yeah, so that's all I wanted to say, Star. I appreciate you taking my call.
Thank you.
Look out for your email. I'm going to send you an email soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Salute. Okay. Renting versus buying. I saw a comment. Hold on a second. Someone was talking about making a profit off of purchasing a home. Okay. Versus renting. I wasn't clear. Do you want to call in? Are you yourself renting or are you an owner? As an owner in today's market, okay, I can't find your comment, but in today's market, holy smokes, you have to be careful. Frivolous lawsuits, legal fees. You get tenants in there, they don't want to leave, depending on the state, depending on the squatters' rights. You could be losing money every month, every year. Someone like myself who just rents, I don't deal with HOA. I don't deal with nothing. If there's an issue here, I call the property management. They come fix it. Area code 773. Please watch the language. Good afternoon. Are you there?
Hey, good afternoon.
Hey.
Good afternoon, sir. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Where do you want to start, sir?
Oh, man, hey. Look, first off, glad you're back. And oddly enough, for the last couple of years, I always end up talking to you on Veterans Day,
Okay.
man. So, yeah, so to the people listening, happy Veterans Day. I'm from San Diego. I talk to you all the time.
Are you a veteran? I think so, yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Marine Corps veteran.
Thank you for your service. Where do you want to start, sir?
Hey, so I want to start with this whole the government shutdown, and when I turned on the show on, you were talking about Trump, and so I'm a veteran. Actually, I currently work as a civilian for the DOD.
Okay.
Long story short, I'm one of those people. Hey, we were on furlough. With my job, it was a working furlough. Like, you still came to work, we still did our job. Everything's going to come in back pay, and I just find it amazing that so many people don't put the blame where it properly belongs. And this ain't on Trump. If it was, I promise I'd say it. I'm not tied to any parties. This is the Democrats, man. And if anybody has any questions on who's responsible for the shutdown, all you have to do is look at about last week, the airlines, they wrote a letter to the Democratic Party asking them, hey, cut this shutdown out. You're costing us billions of dollars.
Right.
Federal employees have a union. The Federal Employee Union, they wrote a letter too. Who'd they write it to? They wrote it to the Democrats saying, hey, cut this shit out.
I need you to watch the language, please.
Yes,
the
sir.
Language.
I apologize. Yeah. And it's just frustrating that so many people follow a narrative like, hey, this is Trump's shutdown. And it literally doesn't make sense. The Democratic Party is the one that refused to vote multiple times for the continued resolution. Which,
if I can jump in, and to be clear, for those who don't know, I voted for Trump, but I am not a parrot for President Donald Trump. I don't even watch what he says half the time because he does too much, So with regards to the Republicans and the Democrats, I was enjoying the chaos. And in a sinister way, I was hoping to see some type of anarchy. I'm not promoting it, but I want to see some people out in the streets busting heads. I wanted to see not just black people, but Caucasians fighting with security at Walmart. I mean, it looks like I'm not going to get that now. Go ahead.
Hey, I understand. Hey, something else I hate that CNN makes us the face of everybody who's not getting their SNAP. I had CNN on. Every time they're talking about people not getting their benefits, they put some mammy up there, you know what I'm saying, talking about all these kids that she got. And I mean, I do empathize with people that find themselves in a certain position, particularly the children and the elderly. Everybody else, I can care less. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And Stark, I'll touch on the root of all this. You know how they're pushing it as a healthcare. The Democrats want to push a healthcare reform issue. People got to look at it, right? You look at policy, you look at the secondary and tertiary effects of that policy. Obamacare ultimately is unsustainable, right? Because if every year you're going to need the federal government to start throwing in more money in the Obamacare, then that just means it's not sustainable. No. I don't got the answer for what needs to fit, what needs to come in its wake. But as it is right now, it's not sustainable. Yeah, I don't know how that's not clear to everybody.
Doesn't Barack Obama get a residual for Obamacare? I don't know the particulars. I think he gets millions per year. Anybody in that live chat know about what I'm asking? Do you know anything about that, sir?
No, I don't. But here's what I do know, and all your listeners can look this up, especially if you're a Obama lover. Citibank is the one that wrote the Obamacare bill, because Citibank also funds all these health insurance industries. All you got to do is do a simple Google. You guys can all find that out. Citibank wrote Obamacare.
Okay. I appreciate the call, man. And again, thank you for your service.
All right, man. Hey, I'm glad you're back. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right. 203. Hey there. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. We're talking about the Senate passing a bill to end the government shutdown or renting versus buying. What say you?
Good afternoon, Star. I want to just briefly touch on the renting versus buying topic.
Okay.
I previously owned a condo, and had the HOA fees monthly, that whole shebang,
that whole nightmare. From what I've heard, nightmare. Come on.
Right. Some people don't pay their association, their monthly, their monthly association fees, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that now I rent. Selling it. Thank God I got rid of it. It was easy. It sold itself because it was in a good place. And but I believe that in today's world, if you're a single person, this isn't just for men or women. If you're a single person, I think you should rent. Because you have the flexibility of moving around. Where I rent now, the landlord's trying to sell it to me. So that tells me a lot,
Right.
So I try to use logic in life. I don't want to be the smartest person in the world. Right. I doubt that, But
as we get older, we don't want the headache of fixing a drain clog or the septic needs to be pumped. Yeah. I got to put down fertilizer for the grass. Yep. I gotta take out a whole side of the driveway because there's a crack in the French drain. I don't have the energy for that stuff right now. Go ahead.
Yep. And where I'm at, I'm in Stamford, Connecticut, right? They wiped out so many homes. The city bought so much land, and all they do is build up. So now we have buildings all over Stamford where there's 15 to 20 floors, and there's like 10 to 15 units on every floor. Yeah. And you see people who make good money. I'm right next to Greenwich, Connecticut. You know the area.
Yes.
Make good money. They're not buying. They move. Sometimes they move every year because the rent goes up every year, as you know, right? So they, instead of paying more, they rather move to another building. And I'm like, this is crazy. I see older people. If they're not going south, they're moving into those buildings. Yeah. They're selling their homes. They don't want to leave it for their kids. Their kids don't even live around here. They don't want the headache of, paying taxes.
Are you a father? Are you a father?
I am a father. I am a father.
Okay. I mean, no disrespect, but are your children young? Are they grown?
My daughter. She's young. She's 11.
Okay. Because, there's a deeper conversation to have here about children who when they get out of the house, they're so anxious to get out of the house, and whatever that disconnect is, the cultural disconnect, and they don't necessarily care to be I don't know, something with the family. There's just tension there, and they're missing things, and then the parents, if they can't connect with the kids, then there's a whole, I don't know, it just goes belly up, so to speak, in terms of the house. And then at some point, I want to get rid of this house, and the kids, you can't get them to take over the house, and then it becomes a quagmire. I just want to say all that. Go ahead.
Yeah, Star, a lot of people, the old hustle was buy a home, rent out the basement, rent out the, and you're living on the first or second floor, and your tenants are paying everything. That's the old way. It works. But you know what? These banks, the government, whatever, they're hip. They're like, you know what? We're not going to let this go anymore. And on top of whatever, all the stuff that's going on with squatters and all of that, that doesn't help. So, I mean, if you don't have a family, if you're single, and I tell you what, living alone, it's so peaceful. When I walk in, no one's there. My stuff is there, and no one touches nothing. And you know what? I live simple. I've had everything. I've had everything. I've lived in the past with 4 different women. Yeah. Every time I left everything. That's a lot of money.
You're now living the good life, and you shouldn't feel bad about it. Well, listen, I got to take other calls, man. I appreciate
more
you.
Peace. All the best, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Hey, sweetie. Sweetie sends in a comment. I like her comment. If I understand it correctly, kids grow up and leave you in a big house by yourself. I'm assuming, sweetie, I mean no disrespect, that you are a woman of color, if that is your pretty picture. That's a very real comment. Sometimes the kids can leave the parents and they don't think about the longevity of the family. And then you have an older person trying to hang on to the house. And again, as you get older, all that fixing the roof stuff that's a headache. Sometimes you have to upgrade certain things with regards to, if you're thinking about selling, you have to upgrade some of the piping. You've got to put in a brand new furnace. That's thousands of dollars. Are you in that situation, sweetie? I mean, no disrespect, but I think you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes the kids leaving the parents in the house, whereas other cultures, hint, 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 they're not in a rush to leave. They then gladly take care of the parents. Anyway, area code 601. Good afternoon. Please watch your language. We're talking about the government shutdown possibly ending. Are you there? 601.
Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing all right. I want to talk about both of them. I could with the renting versus the owning of a home. I'd rather own a home. I've actually owned 2 homes, so I've actually sold both of them. So I've gotten value off of them. If you're renting, you never own it, so you're almost giving the landlord or the rental company money and stuff. Like, you never own it. And then also too, your rent can go up and stuff like that to astronomical prices. Also too, you don't have the privacy of having your own home. You don't have your own yard. Can't turn your music up. You can't turn your music up loud and things of that nature. Then you probably got neighbors that's just upstairs or downstairs that's just grimy and stuff like that. So I'd rather own a home.
Are you married? Are you married, sir?
I was married. I'm divorced.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but today's generation, the numbers, the data says they're not getting married like, people 20 years ago, 40 years ago. You have a lot of people that are more self-absorbed. Everybody's on the goddamn mobile device. So the family structure as we used to know it is pretty much gone. I don't know about you, but, during my time with growing up in the 70s, people ate dinner together. They communicated. Today, I don't even know if the goddamn kids talk to their parents. You want to comment on that? Because that plays a part with regards to ownership.
Yeah, like I said, my family, we would eat dinners or eat breakfast, during the weekends and eat, dinners at night and stuff like that. So yeah, that's part of it. But also too, having home ownership was a big thing back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s too, to have your own stuff, because sometimes, the kids come back and maybe want the house as a family house or something like that. So I know my grandparents did the same thing, to where they actually purchased their home and paid for it, and it became a family home.
Salute to your grandparents first and foremost. What about your kids? Are you a father?
Yes, I'm a father. So I got a son in college and I got one in middle school right now. So what I'm planning to do, since I live here in Florida, I'm going to get me like a little home and make it just like a little family home and things like that. So once I pay it off and stuff like that, it can be utilized for family thing. Because like I said before, my kids will probably have kids, and like I have someone for the grandkids, playing and stuff like that. So it's just a lot to it involving the home. But plus, also, Star, you're paying more in rent than you are a mortgage. So at least with a mortgage, at least partially own it. With a rent, you don't own anything.
If I can say, sir, with all due respect, your son's in college. Is he a first year of college? Where is he, respectfully?
He's a junior, sir.
Well, you don't know what his plans are going to be, when he gets out of college. I mean, that beautiful home that you are providing, he may say, I don't live in Florida. I don't want that house. I want to get my own house, my own family. A lot of the younger generation.
Well, no.
Well, hang on.
Well, no, Star.
Sir,
go ahead, Star.
Can I finish? You don't know.
Yes, sir.
I mean, you sound like you got the right intentions. With all due respect, you're paying mortgage. You're still paying property taxes, even though in Florida they're trying to get rid of property taxes, and I might be heading down there if they do. But you've got insurance. I don't know if you pay a HOA fee, but you're paying a lot of stuff, and there's no guarantee that your kids will even want it or come back to help you in your elder years. Yes, no?
Well, no, Star. Like I said before, once I pay it off, it's going to become like a family home to where like it's almost like a condo. If they want to come out to Florida to visit and things like that, they can utilize it as that instead of getting a hotel room or something like that. So, and also too, by me being in the military, we don't pay taxes. We don't pay a lot of like property tax stuff in Florida.
I appreciate the call.
But
I'm sorry, go ahead.
One more thing, sir. I want to talk about the Democrats and Republicans, about the Republicans caving in.
Yes, sir.
Like they had no choice but to cave in because, like I said, people are struggling right now, and a deal.
The Republicans or the Democrats? Who caved in? Who caved in?
The Democrats caved in.
Okay. Come on.
But it was a reason why though, because like I said, people are struggling right now. People can't, feed their families and stuff like that. People jobs are on the line and stuff, so they had to cave in. And the Republicans already knew they were going to cave in. It was just a matter of time. So, we're just going to be in the world of hurt for the next 3.5 years. Well, some people are going to be in the world of hurt for the next 3.5 years. Not me.
Okay. I appreciate the call, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sure. We're having some good calls, good discussions here. The Senate passing a bill to end the historic government shutdown. Lydia, I got your donation. She says, you're mean to say you want the shutdown to continue so you can watch people turn up. Okay. I'm honest. I want to see The Purge. Troll babies, how far away are we from The Purge? The movie franchise. I want to see the bullshit, but thank you for your donation, darling. Oh my God. Hey, Deeds. Deeds says Obama does not get a residual from Obamacare. That was a false claim. Thank you, Deeds. Okay. Guys, that's Deeds' Cash App on the screen. I don't have my contacts in. Strong Island trucker. Retire with a home to sell or rent and have nothing. Well, I mean, that is the question. With the home. And who would be living in that home, sir? You, your family is your, this is a harsh question. Is your family or has your family been worth the investment? You love your kids. Has your family been worth the investment? Your hard work. You might have high blood pressure now. What is that? The cholesterol issues, glaucoma, cataracts, varicose veins. And that's all due to the stress. But you love your kids. Good comment on the screen. is it S718? Yes, rent is higher than a mortgage, but then include home maintenance taxes, utilities. It's more than rent. It's a case-by-case thing. Everybody situation different. I don't know about that, so I respect what you're saying wherever you live. Sometimes you may pay a little bit more to deal with less of a headache. I don't know if you're familiar with these HOA nightmares. Anybody from the Atlanta metro area going through it? Holy smokes. And we've touched on this before, but there's lawyers down there that are hitting people with all sorts of extra charges just because you get through something with the HOA. Then the lawyers are putting a lien on your goddamn property. Area code 484. Please watch the language. Good afternoon. We're having a discussion. 484, you there?
Yeah, Star. What's up, man?
Yes, sir. How are you? What's cracking? What's shaking?
Yo, man. You could talk about, man, when you were talking about the shutdown, like they had a part in it where they was asking for weed to be sent all over the United States. I think they call it. I think they called it. They got a name for weed that they used, but they were saying that, and that's a good thing, man. They should send weed. It should be you should be able to buy your weed by mail all over the United States, man. I think that's cool. I don't know who was for. I think it was for the. I think the Democrats wanted that in their bill. But anyway,
stay with me, sir. Stay with me. You started out talking about weed.
Yeah, man. Yo. Part of the bill that the Democrats want is to put. They send weed all over the United States.
Okay.
You know, you can buy your weed by mail. That's the best way to buy it anyway, you know.
Okay.
So
you're educating me because I didn't even focus on that part of what was a struggle between the Republicans and the Democrats. Tell us more, please.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I think being able to get your weed from the warehouse, you know, is better getting on the street. You get it at a better price.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And for the
you're a weed smoker, yes? A weed smoker?
Oh yeah, man.
I got a live one, kid. Stay with me. All right, sir. With all due respect, do you crush up anything and put it in your weed? Keep it real.
Okay, yeah. Well, I put some cigarette in there, man. You know what I'm saying? First I put some tobacco from a cigarette in there. Then I put half the weed, half the cigarette. Roll that joint.
When's the last time you smoked a Woola, sir?
Turn on the star.
Sir. When's the last time you smoked? What? When's the last time you smoked a Woola?
Nah, man, I'm not really into Woola. It's too tough, man. You know what I mean?
How do you know what a Woola is? How do you know even what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I went through a Woola phase.
Okay.
You know, I was smoking Woolas here, Woolas there, you know.
How'd you come out of it?
Yeah.
How'd you come out of it?
I don't know, man. For one thing, with a Woola, you get for a Woola, like it costs $1 for 4 of them, four rolling things. I don't pay all that money, man. You know, you could get the.
You said the rolling paper, or you said how much for the crack that you crush up and put on the. So please stop laughing. For those who don't know, a Woola is weed, and you crush up crack, and then you sprinkle that on the weed. Sir, please stop laughing. Please.
Yeah.
Please stop laughing.
Yo.
Sir, please.
Crack to play it out, man. You don't have to play it out, man.
Well, you just gave me the breakdown on the prices. How much is the crack now that you purchased to crush up to put on the weed? I'm just asking.
Yo, Star, people don't mess with that no more, man. Back in the day.
All right.
People don't do that no more, man.
I was never a Wooler smoker. I don't know the prices. You said something about
well,
how much it cost.
Wooler, stop. Back in the day, Wooler was not crack and weed. Wooler was weed and coke.
Sir, in crack form, they used to crush it up and sprinkle it, dog. Come on, man. All right, so listen, I gotta go. You're doing too much laughing, man, but thank you.
All right, okay. Listen, start. I'm gonna be serious now.
Yeah, come on, man.
All right, listen, man. For one thing, a Wooler, I don't remember Woolers being. Well, you could use crack in the Wooler, yeah. Most definitely, me, man. Most definitely, you could use crack in the Wooler. Anyway, that's been played out, man. People ain't doing crack no more, man.
I was never a crack smoker, sir. I wouldn't know. I sniffed coke from 1981 until 91. But listen, let's get back to the government shutdown. You were saying the cannabis and something else. Are you glad that we're headed towards a reopening of the government? Are you happy about that?
Yeah, man. Cause I had to go to the Social Security, right? And they telling me that I couldn't get no paper set because of the shutdown. But then this dude came right behind me. This white dude. He had a clipboard. They let him right in. He said, "Well, my sister died, and I need the same thing." He did the same thing I needed, but they let him in. So you know what I did? I got my bike and I left.
How old are you, sir? How old are you?
67, man.
67.
Ain't just getting involved in nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't get involved in all.
Can I ask you a question with all due respect? All due respect.
Yeah.
Where do you get your methadone from now? Respectfully.
I don't mean to laugh. Because you're being funny, man.
So I gotta go. Salute. I gotta go. Salute.
All right.
Let's get him out of here. Area code 956. Please watch the language. 956. Good afternoon.
Hey, what's up, Star? It's me, Christopher. And I was saying that it's better to try to...
Christopher, can you get off the headset, please, or whatever you got going on there, please?
Oh. Can you hear me now?
A little better. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was saying that it's better to pay the house off, like, as you own it, like, buy a 30-year fixed, go for that plan, and then just every month put what you can on it, and slowly you can probably pay it off in, like, 10 to 15. That's it. That's all I got to say.
For those who don't know what you're saying when you say a 30-year fixed mortgage, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Try to get a 30-year fixed mortgage. And then, like I said, every month as you pay it down, try to put what extra you can onto that principal. And then slowly but surely, you should get it off before 30 years. But keep it at a fixed mortgage.
Mm-hmm. I'm not saying you're wrong. I mean, there's some people who benefit from that lifestyle. I'm just saying that's an older way of thinking. Wouldn't you say? I mean, a lot of people now are looking to rent, to move around. Hell, Elon Musk, I don't think he even owns a home. Elon Musk said a couple of years ago he lives on his friends' couches, right?
True.
Yeah.
I'm
not saying you're wrong. Did you pay off your home?
Yeah.
You pay off your home?
No, I'm in the process. But I only need like a few more thousand and I'll be there.
Are you married? Are you married? You married?
No, I'm actually single.
Smart man.
Ex-military. So
smart man.
That's another thing. I was in the military before, so I saved up a lot of money in there too.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 53.
So you're going to pay that home off, and then what are you going to do?
Probably just buy another one or just keep this one. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it that far.
Can we take our time now and think about it now? You're 53. A salute to you and thank you for your service. Okay. When you pay that home off, okay, so you'll be close to 60. you're not going to have the energy to.
No, I'm going to have it paid off in the next year or two.
Okay.
Like I could actually almost pay it off now, but I just don't. I'm just saving money and just.
But you're not going to have the energy that you had in your 20s and your 30s to do yard work. You know, that's getting up on a Saturday, trimming the lawn, setting up the sprinkler. You know, you're not going to have that energy. You're not going to have the energy. You're going to need vitamins. Things are going to be different. So as you get older, you're going to want to downsize. I live in a small, very, very modern home in Emerald Isle, North Carolina. For decades, I've done all the maintenance. I'm a pretty good carpenter. I can do electrical work. I'm not licensed, but I've built foundations with my father, and I can do roofing. I don't want to do none of that stuff now. I don't want to have a mild stroke. You know, mowing the lawn. I don't do nothing. You're going to slow down as you get older. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, you're completely right. I mean, I just hadn't thought about it yet. To be honest, I thought I would have a kid by now, but it just didn't happen. but you know, I just wanted to call in and say what's up and just
stay with me. I'm not rushing you off the line, so you don't have any biological kids.
No, not at this time.
Do you want?
Maybe later.
Do you want them?
Yeah, it would be nice to have a son.
You're not sure.
Yeah, times are so hard right now. Economics, you know, it's just not a good time, you know.
I like other people's kids. You know, when I go to see some of my friends. Yeah. I'll take their kids, presents, you know, holidays, you know, and then I want to go home.
Alone, by yourself, to your peace. I get it. I get it.
Gotta land your plane.
I get it.
Gotta land your plane.
Oh, but yeah, hey, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and keep the conversation going.
Thank you, man.
Have a great day. All right, bye-bye.
Listen, guys, do what works for you. I do want to say something here before I take my break. Hold on. You just reminded me, SAV 97. So as you know, I had severe pneumonia. I was in the ICU for 7 days. On the 7th day, they discharged me. I have a small oxygen concentrator in my bedroom. It makes oxygen. And sometimes I use it. Right? See that? Hold on. Oh. You guys see that? Sometimes I use it if I feel like I need a little oxygen. I have now been using a humidifier. I use distilled water. Sometimes I use purified water. There is a difference. So my part-time girlfriend, we were talking the other day, and she said, how's your cough? And I said, I'm doing better. And she said, yeah, but I still hear you coughing. I said, yeah, I got to go back for a doctor's appointment in 2 weeks. And then out of nowhere, she said, where were you during 9/11? And I said, I was in New York. She said, where were you living? And I said, I was living downtown on Houston Street. She said, oh my God. She said, I want you to talk to one of my cousins. Anybody know where I'm going? She put me on let me put this on the screen. She put me on the phone with one of her cousins, one of her small hat cousins. I have an appointment after my new doctor's appointment to see about, what do you call that stuff that people were breathing in during 9/11? I have an appointment. You know, the particles and all that the stuff from the buildings. So you might see me sitting here doing the show with the little portable oxygen tanks. Mike Knight, salute to you. Yeah, I may, and she said to me, she said, you might have like $1.5 million waiting on you with that cough. Yeah, debris. Oh, debris. What else? Give me some other. Anthrax. I was living in New York. Residue. Yeah. Dust. I was living on East Houston Street, going back and forth to work every day from March 2000 until April 2003. So I was living in New York, working downtown, and anybody ever listen to 10-10 Wins, where they're always soliciting for people who lived in New York during 9/11? That's me. So I'm going to say right now. Guys, let me take my break. I shall return. Bear with me, okay? Hey, Janet, thank you for calling back. What's going on with you, Janet?
Hey, what's going on? No, I'm listening. When you're talking about that 9/11 fund, hey, listen, we got to talk behind the scenes.
Right.
That's the only reason I'm calling.
Right.
We got to talk behind the scenes because, I already told you who my family was when it came to them towers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so we got to talk behind the scenes about that, for real, for real.
Well, hang on.
And
hang on, because, some people would be ashamed to talk about they need oxygen. When I was in the hospital, I was kind of thrown off by this whole, what do you call this stuff again that they put up under your nose? What do you call it? A nasal something. What do you call this stuff?
I don't know, Star. I don't know. I don't know. But listen, I'm so glad you brought that up. I looked it up. They got to 2090. So I just made a phone call, and I'm going to make some phone calls later on because, people never claim stuff, which they should have when they was down there every day, When their parents was down there every day looking for fingernails and stuff to identify people, the parents never claimed because they felt that it was their American duty to help out, which it is, but still you should get compensated because these people have passed on from different types of cancer. So they children should be able to get some money out of this because,
Hold on, Janet. Okay, so this is called a nasal cannula.
What's that? Nasal cannula?
What I got up under my nose right now, this is what they had me on in the hospital. And I got a bunch of these right now with my my oxygen concentrator in my bedroom. And I got the mobile tanks as well, right?
Okay, all right, that's cool. Be careful with those. Hey, now listen, with your liver transplant, that happened before or after?
Stop talking. Hang on. You're doing a little too much. On the screen, Courtney says the fund established to help compensate those involved in the 9/11 relief and rescue efforts in the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically, Courtney, I was on the radio working, and I was steering people, and I was, organizing, if you will, with regards to the relief efforts.
Right. You had an obligation to the community.
Bingo.
You had an obligation to the community. You served the community with information and data concerning their health and safety. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you had to go outside, so you're part of that effort. Mm-hmm. You're part of that effort. So I think you should be definitely take that meeting. Definitely take that meeting for real. Yeah, because I don't want to say that, but you're a hero there.
Thank you, Janet.
You helped the community get over a dark time. It was a dark time.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hang on. Somebody says, "Does Star have pneumonia?" Yes, I still have it. I'm not cured. And I'm not trolling. Hey, but you and I need to talk. I got your emails. I see what you're doing. Yeah,
we gotta make this move.
I support it, Janet. I support it because that's, you know, once we reach that certain age, don't nobody want to be doing all that work. I mean, I don't even want to deal with landscapers. That's too much. That's too much.
Listen, did you see the view?
Yes.
Did you see the view?
Yes.
Now I'm old. I'm old. I am 57 years old. I am an old woman. I am I'm tired. I have been out here and served my country.
Right.
And in my golden age, I would like to sit in my living room and look out the window and have that view for the amount of money that, you know, you've seen on the paperwork and enjoy my life. And then once in a while, I get on a train or a plane or whatever and travel a little bit.
Right.
I mean, like, I'm not asking for anything that I did not earn. Yeah.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah. So I'm like,
Can I ask you this?
uh-huh.
Did I, in some small way, inspire you? Because, you know, I've been talking like this for years, and you were talking about going in a different direction with a brand new home and, you know, all that sort of jazz and fixing up this. Did I inspire you in some way?
Well, yes, one of your callers did the other day when they called in and they was talking about different things. And like I was listening to them, and then I said, well, how about if we tweak it this way?
Yeah.
But that sounded good, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted. But so I had to do some research and tweak it.
Mm-hmm.
So I tweaked it and I sent you the paperwork. And you know, they called me this morning too. They called me this morning.
Uh-oh.
They called me this morning
Okay.
on a holiday. They called me this morning. They was like, "Oh, what do you want to do?" I was like, "Yo."
Don't tell too much.
I was so happy.
Don't tell.
I don't know. I'm not talking too much, but I was happy. I was happy, and I sent you the information right away as soon as I got off the phone.
I got it.
Yeah, I didn't have to call nobody. They called me. They was like, "Yo, we got you whenever you're ready."
All right. Well, listen,
So,
I appreciate you. Let's talk behind the scenes because, I think I'm entitled to a bag with regards to the 9/11 was it rescue efforts, and we'll talk behind the scenes. All right.
All right. I'll probably text you tonight.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Area code 909. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 909.
Trump. I'm sorry, Star. This is Kenny.
Hey, what's up, man? Good to hear from you.
Hey, man. What's going on? Well, I wanted to chime in on the topic of buying versus renting.
Please.
Yeah. So I want to say this. I think it's really depending. It depends on the individual. You know, for some people, even single people, buying makes sense because you can take advantage of certain tax cuts, tax loopholes and things like that. So for some people, it does make sense, especially if you have, you know, some money maybe saved up, stacked up or whatever, and you have the energy to take care of your home. I think it works out. But renting is good as well. But I think it's really where you see yourself in the next couple of years or whatever. Because now with the interest rates being so high, a lot of people were used to lower interest rates and the ease of buying. I think now buying is much more difficult. And in my opinion, you should have an investor mentality, even though I don't believe that the home that you live at is necessarily an investment, but you kind of got to look at it that way in order to profit. At least in order to make sense out of it. I'm somebody, I always had a home since I was 26. I always had a mortgage,
okay.
But I don't necessarily think that it's the best thing to do. You see what I'm saying? I've always done it because it works out for what I'm trying to do for myself, you know. But
can I jump in, Luke Haney? Can I jump in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate your continued support. And you are how old again? I forget.
I'll be 42 next week, sir.
Okay. The reason why I bring up, you know, where you're from originally, the Congo, is because you are doing the damn thing here in America. I appreciate not just your support to this machine, but you have knowledge, experience, and good insight. You're not married and you have no kids, right?
Correct.
Yeah. The way things are going now and today's generation, they're not getting married. That's that old stuff. That's people in their mid to late 50s, 60s. Those people, they already have been through hell and high water with their spouses, all the arguing, the fighting, the crying. A lot of them have settled. And a lot of them have beautiful relationships. They have chemistry. I applaud them. I would never kick dirt on somebody who, has a union that works for them. Salute to them. But the younger generation, if you ask me, and based upon some data, it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense to buy a home. If especially now they're talking about 50-year mortgages. You're not going to have any. You're not going to have any equity if you lock into a 50-year mortgage. It doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense. Exactly. That's what I was saying. When people ask me, should I buy or rent? I always say, well, it depends on what you're trying to do within the next 2 to 3 years. But if I were you, I'll probably consider renting. I just have a mortgage because it works for me. Right. You see what I'm saying? But renting is the best. I often go look into apartment downtown LA just to see how much things cost.
Nice.
It's one of my hobbies.
Nice.
I just go sign up and I compare, right? A 2-bedroom downtown LA, $3,000 to $3,500. You got everything in there, right? But for me, my situation, I have a 2-bedroom home in the middle of Los Angeles, and I pay way less than $3,500 just because of my situation. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So right now, renting is the key.
You get to a certain point where you want to downsize. Again, if you have a family, okay, but I mean, just because you love your kids doesn't mean that your kids are going to grow up to be good business people. Troll babies, how many people do you know who their kids have become disappointments? You leave something to the kids and the kids lose it. The kids try and do a reverse mortgage just to hang on to it.
100%. 100%, Star. It's not even a question for me. Yeah. When I'm 60, if I have children or not, if my residence is paid off or not, I'm not leaving them nothing. I'm not leaving them nothing. I'm not leaving them a house. You know what I mean? So
Jackie Chan, I think. Guys, how much is Jackie Chan worth? I think $500 million. He said he's leaving nothing to his son. Jackie Chan, you guys know who I'm talking about from Rush Hour.
Rush Hour, yeah.
And there's a bunch of other celebrities. I'm leaving my children nothing. Oh my God, Aaron Spelling. This is that's going back too far for most of you. Aaron Spelling, producer, creator of some of the biggest television shows, 60s and 70s. What did he leave his daughter? Basically nothing. I forget her name.
Yeah, the actress girl. I think she was an actress, right?
Yeah, she was living in a goddamn double wide a couple of years ago with her kids. Left her nothing. Is it Tori? Tori Spelling. He left her
Tori
crumbs.
Spelling.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Luke Caney.
Yeah. So for me, I look at it where, it works for what I'm doing. It works for the plans that I have for the future. I'm very handy, so I can install the toilet. I can do flooring. I can, do baseboards, small things like that, a little plumbing. So for my position, I used to work in construction, actually. For my position, it works. I have handyman.
Right.
I used to have rehab properties that I, bought and sold. So for my situation, it makes sense. Yeah. But most people are buying a house in the sense that they actually want to profit from their home, and those homes become problems, right? And then you leave it to your children, you still have a mortgage on it, whatever the case might be,
you never really had the education on what it takes to own a home. You know,
if you're
owning
not
a home
if you're
is
not
a problem.
if you're just buying your kids stuff and coddling them, but you're not sitting down and teaching them about finance and economics, hell, your kids should be in school for business. Otherwise, you're just leaving them stuff. At some point, they're going to lose it. But hey, Luke Caney, I appreciate your call. Somebody on the screen, I thought that's funny. They said caller chases cheetahs naked.
Peace, star. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Salute. Salute Tyreek. That's a whole fact. Leona Helmsley. New York real estate tycoon left $12 million trust fund for her dog. If I had any biological kids and one of them was trying to become a rapper or a singer, I wouldn't leave him shit. Fuck out of here. Get your ass in school. You better become a lawyer or something. Oh my goodness. Guys, what is one of Michael Jackson's kids' name? What is the girl? She just admitted to being a cokehead for years. Is it Paris? Deeds Paris Jackson. No. I don't think Blanket, but Blanket's doing okay. Is it Paris Jackson? Does anybody have the video with Michael Jackson's daughter talking about she's done so much coke that she's got a whistle through one of her goddamn nostrils now. Okay, thank you, Deeds. Deeds, is there a video? Deeds says Paris said drugs ruined her life. Hold on, I'll look for. Thank you. Shaquille O'Neal also said his kids have to earn their fortune. Salute to him.